If the fall semester was moved online, what steps would we take to prepare for the upcoming semester? We would still advertise the first few spring GBMs like we normally do, but we would do extra advertising as well. Then we would most likely change the format to make it accessible and fun through Zoom. So for example, instead of having our normal icebreakers, we could play Scribio or Jackbox parties.
It would definitely be harder to gain new general members due to the lack of physical presence, but we should still make efforts towards that. I think, however, it would be more important to retain old members, as we have already created a strong connection with them. This can be accomplished through interactive online activities and games. We hope that fall semester won't be moved online, but if worse comes to worse, we will be prepared for it.
Scenario: a fellow AAPI organization has an issue with more than one of your board members. What steps would you take to resolve the issue? We would first talk to the VSA board members affected by it. Then we would talk to the other organization. After, we would try to find a compromise, and if that doesn't work, then we would just settle it and make sure that the other organization is okay and not upset anymore. Because, in my opinion, it is better to work things out and not have tension with another organization rather than your own organization.
Tension between organizations is nothing new and usually stems from differences or conflict of interest. It is important to consider both sides of the argument and, when resolving the issue, resolve in a constructive manner. If a conflict like this does occur, an in-person meeting where the involved members meet and discuss their views on the current situation can resolve possible confusion and provide clarity.
What are your goals for the future of the club, and how will you ensure that these goals will be reached? One of our main objectives is to have a better turnout not only at GBMs, but at internal and external events so that we can show that we are present and we are here to support our community. We plan to do this by creating a stronger bond between board and GBMers. This begins with motivating our board and instilling confidence for them to be social and become friends with the GBMers.
Another objective we have set out to accomplish is a smooth year with little internal hiccups. A majority of internal hiccups stem from the lack of communication. We plan on holding a constructive board retreat where we establish general expectations, emphasize the importance of communication, and most importantly, create strong bonds between board members at an early point in the year. A constructive and enjoyable board retreat is essential when it comes to preventing the possible future issues we might face in the upcoming school year.
When resolving an issue with board, how will you ensure that everyone's voice is heard while reaching a conclusion? First, we would make sure that everyone talks first, and for those that don't voice their opinion, we would meet with them one-on-one to make them feel more heard and comfortable. Then we would all meet as a board again and discuss everything that was brought up and come up with a resolution together.
This is one of the issues we actually foresaw, as the lack of communication is common in almost every board. As we stated before, we plan on holding a strong and constructive board meeting where we stress the importance of communication. Simply knowing that your voice is important among your board can be a contributing factor to your involvement. Also, with the presence of two co-presidents, it is easier for us to establish a personal connection with our board. This can hopefully create a more comfortable atmosphere for sharing thoughts.
Scenario: there is a task that must be delegated that is not specifically in anyone's bylaws, and no one steps up to do it. What will you do next? First, we would ask the board again, and then if no one volunteers, then Nhat and I would step up the first couple of times. Then, after we have done it a couple of times, we would see if the rest of the board starts to step up. And if they don't, then we would probably start delegating people one by one. We would delegate those that are fit for each task.
One of the things that comes with a board position is sacrifice. Everyone has their own life with everything going on, but when you run for a board position, you should expect to sacrifice some of your time and energy. It is the president's duty to delegate tasks. So, if it is something small, Hannah and I could do it, sure. However, when it comes to something larger, we can possibly assign two board members in charge and assure them that the rest of the board is with them if anything gets out of hand. Hannah and I would guide them as needed and split the load so no one feels overburdened.